Real Nerds is a proud partner of the Denver Podcast Network. In the shadow of the mountains,
we speak.
Do you remember where you were when we elected a Sasquatch president?
How about when you learned Ben Franklin was a robot?
Or first heard Stalin's mixtape?
I'm Zach Powers.
I'm Brian Flynn, and we host The Revisionists.
Each episode, one person explains real history and another tells an alternate version.
And the winner becomes the truth. We let comics from Denver and around the country run wild through history.
It's an in-depth look at history, but with more Babadooks.
Check out The Revisionists, available every other Saturday.
Wherever you get podcasts and at revisionistpodcast.com.
Oh, hi, podcast listeners. There's many ways you can listen to the Real Nerds podcast. You can subscribe on iTunes. You can also subscribe on Stitcher Radio. You want to send us a Twitter message? You can do that. It's so easy, at Real Nerds. Like us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com, where there'll be a lot of articles for you to not only read, but to listen to our previous shows. You can also call us, 720-6nerds5. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Dave Callahan, creator of Jean-Claude Van Johnson.
And this is Peter Atencio, the director of Jean-Claude Van Johnson, and you're listening to the Real Nerds Podcast.
Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast of Denver Comic-Con 2018 and beyond. I am Ryan. With me always is
James
and
Brad
and
Zach.
And every week on Real Nerds Podcast, we go say
from the mic as he can
a new movie and we podcast our experience of the world. This week we saw the Hurricane Heist.
I just want to make sure that it's clear up front that yes, this came up because I suggested it. Or said I was going to go see it, but I give you guys plenty of outs to not see this movie.
Mm-hmm. Is it the greatest mistake on Real Nerds since we saw Creature instead of The Help? Stay tuned. The review of the Hurricane
Wait, that
Heist.
was the second option for the Creature episode?
Oh, yeah. I pushed real hard for The Help, and these guys were like, no, we should go see
We don't want
Creature.
to see something uplifting.
And you know who had the best time seeing Creature? This guy right here. These guys were like pissed and angry the whole time. Like, this is stupid. And I was like, this is hilarious.
Octavia Spencer's Oscar-winning role, Gator Rape.
I think part of it was like, hey, here's this movie that's like only in our market right now, so we should probably like take advantage of that.
That's fair.
Is there gator rape in Creature? I don't remember.
I just assumed when I first saw it, I was
yeah.
like, the redhead character, whoever she was, like Sid Haig had her tied to a chair. I'm just like, I'm assuming something happened with the gator at some point.
Yeah, no, they took women down to that cave where the guy with the blanket on him stood up.
Because they have like gator babies or something.
Yeah, right. At the end of the movie,
remember.
there's a gator baby. Yeah. Oh, 100%.
See, shitty movies I block out of my memory. We also talk about movies we've been watching, movie news, movies that are coming out. You know, we watch movies and we like to talk about movies. Brad got some sweet laser discs. Probably the coolest one is not that shit Street Fighter, but Last Action Hero.
Oh, hell yeah. That Last Action Hero is awesome.
This is the Signature Collection, MCA Universal Letterbox edition of Street Fighter. And it actually has special features.
Wow.
That's not cool at all because the Signature Collection's still around today and it's the cheapest DVDs in Walmart. It feels those ones where you go through and like they shrunk the
two
cover
Saturn
down.
Awards.
Yeah, best performance in a science fiction by Jean-Claude Van Damme and Raul Julia because he died.
That's what it says on the back of the cover for Raul Julia.
A program so
died.
toxic it killed Raul Julia. No, he got Best Supporting Actor and Best Science Fiction Film. This is a science fiction film, guys.
It is. Have you seen Blanca in it?
Oh man.
Well, good luck with that, Brad.
Oh, I will. I'll enjoy these.
I hope you enjoy flipping those discs.
Air Force One here.
Oh,
Yeah,
get off
that
this
is really
plane.
cool. When he took it out, I thought it was the soundtrack to Air Force One on vinyl, and I was like, "That's awesome."
I like Janet Maslin's quote on the back, like a fast-paced, red-blooded action film.
This has commentary by Wolfgang Peterson.
Nice.
Ooh.
I don't know if the DVD has that.
I think the
The
Blu-ray
shot on
has
the plane.
no special features. I can't remember
Yeah.
though. That's weird. You think a movie
That's
like
the
that was
director
like one of the
of Never
biggest
Ending
movies
Story.
in '97 would have
Oh
special
yeah.
features.
Yeah.
But we also haven't had a True Lies Blu-ray yet, so what do I know? Absolutely nothing.
Yep.
Cool. How you guys been?
Not bad.
Yeah?
Feeling better, James?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Good.
Yeah. It was a short-term cold. Yeah. It was like mostly just cough. Anyway, that's not why anyone's listening.
If you made it more interesting, like I was fighting a raging sea of
It wasn't.
a tsunami of mucus when I decided that I had to fight it.
And I struggled my way to the United Artists on a Saturday morning to be one of 2 people in the theater. Rafe and I were the only ones in Hurricane Heist, and it was awesome.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I had as soon as I walked into my theater, guy already snoring in his seat. Movie hadn't even started, and I want to just like let him go, like see how long it would take. And yeah, I think a good 20 minutes of the movie he was still doing it, which is hilarious.
When
He woke up and understood nothing. Where did that guy get this accent from? I don't understand
me
this
and,
story at all.
Zach went to see Strangers. Some dude like came in with like 15 minutes left of the movie.
Wow.
So, some guy like in a wheelchair, and like they had like his meal and everything. He's like, okay, enjoy the movie. And then we're leaving, and he's like, "Did you guys like it?" I'm like, "You just watched the climax, I guess."
He doesn't like the tension
Like,
building.
but he was like super happy-go-lucky. I guess that's all he wanted to see.
It's like I'm tired.
Either that or he's going to be watching it eventually. Like
Yeah.
he just came
yeah,
late.
maybe
Or maybe he's
that's
seeing
what
the
he
next showing, and,
yeah.
and he just got there early, so he made sure he got his lunch and stuff.
Or he's like, I'm tired of sitting through all these movies when all I want to see is the climax.
Yes.
Tells me everything I need
just
to
wanna
know.
how it ends.
Yeah,
That sounds pretty good. That would save me a lot of
got
time
shit to do.
Yeah.
Speaking of how things are ending, Brad, what's happening around town?
Hey, film buddies, follow me around Denver.
The Midnight at the Esquire this week is Jumanji, the 1995 epic. I don't know.
Sure.
With Robin Williams, R.I.P.
It seemed pretty epic at the time.
What's it about? Don't leave me hanging.
Is that a quote from the movie, or are you asking me?
No, I got that. No.
James got it way faster than everybody else.
File it.
Yeah. And then,
Robin Williams killed himself by hanging himself.
Hold on, putting it together. What did you
Watching
say?
it be assembled. He said, "Don't leave me hanging."
Oh yeah, there it is.
There was an old bit on Conan O'Brien when he did the Late Show, or was it Late Night with Conan O'Brien?
It was
Late Night with Conan O'Brien.
And
Yeah, it was
he
just
used
Late
to have this segment where he would go out and they'd have his son would say, "Daddy, I just hit my first home run." He's like, "That's great, but check this out." And he's flipped over. It's like this male model but without a shirt. What? Your bag's right there full of monster trucks. It's on the couch.
He's like, "No, you don't understand. I know you're talking, but I need your attention now."
I'm the most
And so,
important
anyways,
person in this
so
room.
he'd be like, "Daddy, I just hit my first home run." And he says, "Yeah, check this out." And he flipped it over, be like a nude male model, and then it would be, I forget the guitarist, but he would come look at the screen and play like a rock riff, go inappropriate. And it was just a bunch of stupid skits and with that stinger on it. And then
that would have been it.
Yep. I used to record Conan every night before I went to bed for school. And, they had stuff like Guess We'll Never Have Back. Like this guy named Barney Brittlebones. And he came out and Conan like shaked his hand and it broke his hand. And then Andy put his hand on his back and it broke his back. And they both jump over the couch and run out. And it cuts back to Conan and he said, "Where were we going? We're on national TV. Quick, let's get out of here before someone sees us." I still have those videotapes
Oh man,
that I'll never be able to watch.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Cool.
Yeah, and then Thursday, Emerging Filmmakers Project is at the Bug. $5 free beer. Come watch a bunch of
what kind of beer?
the Cutting Room Floor Brewery.
Oh, cool. So it's like actual like microbrew.
Microbrew, and Ryan brews a theme each time. So I'm not sure what this one is, but like there's like some vanilla IPA for something like it's customized every time. So based on like film. So yeah, and
Cool.
then and I'll remind everyone that March 27th is the next open screen night.
Cool.
at the Bug. So bring a movie between 2 and 10 minutes long, $5. No beer, but there's pizza. And, I mean, you can buy beer at the concessions, but there's no free beer.
Cowabunga.
Yeah. And then, and try to make something so you can win $50 from the Real Nerds podcast.
Do it.
Yeah.
Just do it!
See OpenScreenNight.com. My body's failing. OpenScreenNight.com for details on how to win that.
Awesome.
Cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, you.
Kellen, do me a favor. Say, this is what's happening in real news.
It's real news.
This isn't really real news, but I pulled it up just because I liked it. Well, no, actually, I don't. I didn't initially like it. Anyway, they are slowly turning everything in California Adventure into just Pixar stuff.
Yep.
So they're making like a whole remodeling of a lot of the what was Paradise Pier into now Pixar Pier and all this stuff. Some of it's really cool looking.
Yeah, I mean, if you've been to California Adventure, I mean, half the rides there were Toy Story rides anyways.
Exactly, yeah,
So-
it makes total sense.
It makes sense to me that they just rebrand the whole thing and make it so people are like, oh, I recognize this.
Yeah.
I did like the initial concept of it, where it looked more like a boardwalk.
Oh, no,
like,
it's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the reason why like my initial thing was like, oh man, don't change that. Like, it's such a cool place to hang out.
It's cool to
but
get-
it's also like an hour and a half from like Santa Monica Pier, so
Yeah.
you know, it's probably okay.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can just go to Santa Monica.
Right.
Well, they're also.
I don't
not
like
getting,
Santa Monica, so I'll go to California Adventure anytime.
Right.
Well, they're not getting rid of the Mickey Ferris wheel,
No,
and they're keeping like all
of
the
course not.
like signature stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, but the truth is, a lot of the stuff that's there was so generic
Yeah.
anyway that it makes perfect sense.
Still really cool. I remember Laura got a pizza there that had like fried pork skin on it. It was amazing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And when my wife ordered, I'm like, why are you ordering that pizza? It's like opposite of what I expected, or I expected her to order like tofu cakes or
Yeah.
something stupid.
My fiance talked a guy there out of an apple. And she played the like, I'm diabetic, I need a free Apple card, and then she didn't eat it for the whole trip. Carried it around with her, brought it all
But
the
it's
way
like a
back to
trophy.
Colorado.
It's
Like
like a
that was
trophy.
her.
Diabolical.
That was her. Yeah. Oh yeah. That was my diabetic apple that I got for free
No, it's
at California
awful.
Adventure.
Like, look at these stupid
and
assholes.
it took a while for them to decide. Like,
It's what
well,
90. It's what 98 cents out of Disney's pocket. I think
you
they're
don't.
fine.
You don't look diabetic. Let me think about this. Anyway, moving on. Denny Vanilla Ice is making. At least he says he wants to make 2 Dune films,
Which would make sense because Dune is confusing enough as one film.
Yeah, this is the first time I've been excited for Dune. I'm excited for him to make more movies, but the fact that he I think the best version of Dune is the miniseries that Sci-Fi made many years ago. As far as like adaptation is concerned, which isn't a very brave thing to say, considering that I don't know that anyone likes David Lynch's Dune because it's real bad.
Movie magic.
Oh my gosh, there's a parrot in the room. Anyway, so yeah, I think it's cool. I'm excited. I'll see Dune and Dune 2. The
Return to Dune.
The Duner.
Meanwhile, Jodorowsky's going, but I already have the complete Dune in a book in my shelf in my room.
He's a crazy guy. Yeah, right.
That documentary's great, though.
It is really good. But that guy wasn't making Dune, and we all know it.
Yep.
He was making all the other 8 films that were made in the 80s, but not Dune. We are getting... This was a rumor last week, and now it's like for serious, which is that Kristen Wiig is going to be in Wonder Woman 2. She's playing Cheetah. So it also means that the news is that the villain of Wonder Woman 2 is Cheetah. So I guess that'll be fun.
Is Cheetah pretty powerful?
I guess so. Yeah, she's like she's like half a cat.
I forget her. The problem with DC is their like golden age stuff.
Yeah.
Is totally different than their modern age stuff, and I don't know what world it is, and so I
Right.
don't know which one they're going to use.
Who knows if she's half cat or if she's...
Yeah.
Most likely she's going to show up, she's going to like things that are cheetah print, and she's going to have a mission for destroying the world. I'm just going to bet.
And then she's going to go up to Wonder Woman and go, mistletoe can be deadly if you eat it.
Right.
Because Catwoman did that in Batman Returns.
Oh.
What? Nope.
I'm going with the cat theme.
That's way too big of a setup for a horrible joke.
No.
I'm good.
Zach, if you're going to tell a joke, make sure it has
A punchline.
something to do with it.
Yes,
like my
sir.
Robin Williams joke. See, he killed himself by hanging himself. So a movie with him, I decided that I should mention that.
I just love that you had to bring it up one more time.
Yeah.
But see, that's why the joke is successful. Your joke, everyone's like, what?
Well,
I'll give you lessons.
okay.
All right?
That's fine.
Okay.
Can you come out in a loose tie when you give the lessons? Like, hey, how you doing? Just make it fun for me.
All right.
This next one's not really news because we talked about this when it was first discussed. What is he doing? He's losing his mind.
I don't know. He's being
Oh.
my kid. Kellen, you all right?
Nope, just going crazy. Anyway, so there's that Alamo Draft House that we talked about was going to have a VHS video store in it that was basically just going to be full of Video Vortex movies. The only thing that's news here is that they're going to be free to rent. So if you live near whichever one that was they're building, I think it was one of
I
them.
think it's like North Carolina or something.
Yeah,
like
it
that?
was something like that. Anyway, you're going to be able to go get Video Vortex movies and rent them for free, which is crazy. So anyway, that seems cool. Moving on. They released a photo this week of Thanos pulling a moon down to crush the Avengers. All right.
They also released one of Spider-Man hanging on the side of a school bus. Anybody out there? Hello? Yeah, school bus?
Yeah,
Spider-Man?
but this one's got
Did-
Thanos
did-
pulling a moon
Yeah,
down.
did Spider-Man pull a moon down?
Yeah. When
Maybe
Spider-Man
he caught it with his web.
when
Spider
Spider-Man
power.
whips
That'd be
the
awesome.
moon back into space, then I'll want that I want to see.
Go web!
I already closed it, Brad. Hold on.
Fly.
Wait.
Up and away, web.
It is, yes. But I don't think anybody realized that's what it was. I'm only talking about this because we talked about it last week. The $500 million deal to acquire Weinstein Company that fell through this week. So who knows?
Did you hear why?
Word,
It's all
word on
because
the street is that there were other liabilities that had not been disclosed.
in their book department, which
oh, great.
every angle of that company is just like seething with poison.
My guess is just sell off their assets.
Yep.
That's essentially what that deal was.
Yeah, but they're going to have to
mean-
do it like individually, I think.
Yeah, which is gonna be rough.
Dude,
All
we
right,
could-
$2 for Shakespeare in Love. $2, Shakespeare in Love.
No.
Best Picture, 1998.
Remember, it's you see Gwyneth Paltrow's boobs. She started Goop. You too can put a rock in your vagina like Gwyneth Paltrow in Shakespeare in Love.
we could buy the rights to Phantoms.
Ben Affleck was the bomb.
That might be the cheapest title they'll
Yeah, I
offer.
think Kevin Smith will buy the rights to Phantom. And then we just last couple things, we got a couple trailers this week.
Yes, we did.
I'm just gonna mention the one for Lost in Space because I think it's cool. I'm actually kind of excited for that. The teaser, I was like, this doesn't look good, but then I like that one. They made the robot into a weird, creepy spider alien robot. I say spider alien because he's basically got Dr. Smith's claws from the movie. But anyway,
Yeah.
I'll watch it. We got a trailer for Outlaw Johnny Black, which we also got a
It's
crowdfunding platform or campaign for.
Are they just like putting him into old westerns? Because that's what it looks like.
I can't tell if that's all new footage. I will totally give this movie some money.
I think it's him, like shooting, and
You
then
think they're doing
cut
a
it
Kung Pao?
with, yeah, like
Like Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid style.
Yeah.
which is brilliant. That's what it should be.
threw that shit from the other room.
Because it looks amazing. So yeah, either way,
My daddy.
you should go watch the trailer for Outlaw Johnny Black.
A lot of people have that name, kid.
And then get the Black Dynamite Blu-ray.
Yeah,
Alan, what are you doing, bud?
I'm just picking my butt.
Do you need to go potty?
And then the very last thing is that we got a trailer for Christopher Robin,
Yes, we did.
and then the whole world just sort of cried a little bit.
I love
for
that
a
Jim
while.
Cummings is Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, bother. It's so good. I've watched it like 4 or 5 times now.
So it seems that one British bear is out to take out another British bear.
No, this doesn't have to be war. We can
Who's not
have
British?
We can have
Henry
this
already
much charm.
Henry already declared it as a war.
Well, but he doesn't get to choose, man.
And you know what? Ewan McGregor is Scottish, okay?
Yeah. These are yeah. One of them is Peruvian and the other one's just an old man. Actually, there's a really good episode of a podcast called Every Little Thing where you can answer the question where they answer the question of how old is Pooh. Talks like an old guy, Doesn't understand doors like a baby. How old is Pooh? Just saying. Sorry, Brad.
Nothing. You hurt my mom.
This is why you don't talk or eat while we.
Doesn't understand doors.
He does. He has a hard time with very basic.
I know. He
things
got
sometimes.
stuck in one that one time, and they had to pull him out. It was terrible. But he persevered, and then he got stuck in the honey tree.
As far as this trailer, I mean, I'm just gonna assume that you guys also think that this looks cute.
I think
really
it looks
cute.
I wasn't sold on the CGI at first, but then I watched the trailer a couple more times, and I'm like, I'm comfortable with this.
No, I think it looked great.
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I think there's a good chance this doesn't happen. But Criswell over here is going to predict that as the movie goes on, he becomes more and more like old timey Pooh. As Christopher Robin rediscovers himself and his imagination, he will become more and more like real Pooh, and less realistic Pooh. I think that would be cool.
The only thing that puzzled me when I looked at the cast listing, though, is that like everyone except for Jim Cummings is like a celebrity voice for a character in the film. Sure. But they have I think it's Craig Ferguson or something. Somebody's playing Tigger that's not like a normal voice for Tigger, which kind of it intrigued me. Like, I guess that's how you sell this, but
I mean, you don't have to really sell the star. Sometimes they're just right for the part.
That's
fair. I wouldn't say Craig Ferguson is known for her voice work.
No, that's fair.
I think his point is that, in my opinion, voice work is better done by voice actors or people who have. I will say Craig Ferguson is a bad one because he actually does great voice work. He's in the How to Train Your Dragon movies.
That's true.
He does have a background of it.
Oh no, I understand that, but it's not like putting Chris Rock in like the voice of something.
Yeah, this isn't Shark Tale. Yeah. Oh yeah,
don't belittle Shark Tale too much. Martin Scorsese plays a blowfish, and it's awesome.
I'm belittling it.
I'm
very
about
much.
to belittle it even more. I mean, because the ones that are here are like Peter Capaldi as Rabbit. Like as famous as Peter Capaldi is, he's only Peter Capaldi famous.
I just they all sounded familiar, but not in the voice world. So, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I like that it's Mark Forster doing it though, because I love Finding Neverland. So I think he'll do a great job. With
It's
it.
all right. Slow moving.
Cool.
I hope this one's a little more whimsical.
Oh, it's gonna be beautiful.
Like it only takes 2 seconds to break your fucking heart, man. It's a great trailer.
Yeah.
No
bother.
And
Anyway, that's all the news I got, unless I missed something.
No, that was it.
Oh, cool.
This is a big week to get movies on Blu-ray.
It's so good. And like this month, everything from December is just dumping.
Yeah. Yep, it's good.
It's exciting.
Here's some Blu-rays.
DVD releases and Blu-rays. Shape of Water is out on 4K, so you can get the Best Picture winner.
Yeah.
They clearly
Fish fucking.
should have just waited a couple weeks longer so they could get those Oscar stickers on there.
I'm sure they're already on there.
They might be, yeah.
There's someone in a warehouse right now just like
Yes.
sticking.
Someone in Taiwan.
You can get Justice League on 4K or not.
I have it coming.
I am.
You can get The Disaster Artist this week. So check
hi.
that out.
I'll get that one too.
Oh, hi. You can get I, Tonya this week.
I'll do that too.
You can get Call Me By Your Name, Brad.
I don't know. I haven't seen that one.
All right. Call Me By Your Name is that on Blu-ray.
That sounds like
as well?
something we need to ask Henry about. Because it's one of those, like,
I think he did
really.
review it.
He did review it.
Yeah.
Really arty
Yeah.
movies that we never take time for on this podcast.
One of the songs got nominated for an Oscar, and they performed it live, and it sounded really cool. So, and nothing else, I want to get the soundtrack.
All I know is the kid cries through the credits. That's what I heard.
And it's funny to me.
And then I heard there's something with a peach, but no one's describing it yet. So,
Ferdinand, children's favorite Ferdinand,
Oscar-nominated Ferdinand.
Is that on
John
4K
Cena.
this week? No.
He doesn't, buddy. Play with the cards you have.
Oh, yeah, you're good. And then last big thing for this week is Kickboxer Retaliation. Is that on Blu-ray this week? From Well Go USA Publishing.
I'll wait for the trilogy set. So I get the complete experience.
Definitive edition with a letter of introduction by Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh my goodness, that was a good answer. All right, Dario Argento's Suspiria is getting a Blu-ray release this week. So you can check
That's
that.
already happened.
Okay.
But
It's
yeah.
a Steelbook.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, even better.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't look like one here, but okay. Criterion is putting out The Age of Innocence, so if you want to check that out.
Yeah. Daniel Day-Lewis and Martin Scorsese.
There is, I'm pretty oh, no, that's right. This is a Shout Factory release. Shout Select is putting out Downfall, which is pretty cool. So if you've never seen Hitler yell at people for 2 hours and then die, you should do that.
See, that's how you do a joke.
I never said I was the master.
I know I am. That's why I'm letting you know.
The Lion in Winter is out on Blu-ray this week,
which sounds like from what we were discussing is the first time.
Yeah, I would guess. I mean, how many times is Peter O'Toole getting Blu-ray releases?
I don't know. Should be all the time.
Anyway, A Trip to the Moon.
Comes out a
the
lot
George
on Blu-ray.
Méliès
Has to be in public domain.
Yeah, I think so. It's like the original colorized version. So, Fear the Walking Dead, the complete third season is out this week, so you can get that if you've been watching that. The Handmaid's Tale, the first season, which I might pick up because I don't care about Hulu.
My wife loves
I hear
that.
amazing things, so I might check it out. You like it?
I don't know. My wife likes it. You can ask her.
I could. This week from Arrow is George A. Romero's The Crazies.
Nice.
Which has got a pretty good cover where twins stare at a gas mask.
So that means they're splitting up that.
Yeah, so Arrow, I think I mentioned this before on the podcast, Arrow will release things in a set, and then they'll release them separately, but it won't have all the special features.
Oh, is that when this one is?
Yeah.
So does that mean that they all, did they earlier
There's always
release
vanilla.
Season of the Witch?
Yeah.
Okay. Because they're also putting out Season of the Witch this week, also from George A. Romero, where a woman stays dry in the rain.
I just want whoever owns Martin to die so that goes into public domain.
I think eventually it will be, hopefully.
To be fair,
I want to watch a good copy of Martin.
To be fair, this cover is a angry woman stays dry in the rain.
His stuff, so Season of the Witch, There's Always Vanilla, and The Crazies. Crazies will be most closely
horror related.
Yeah, and people will recognize it more. There's Always Vanilla is kind of weird, and the Season of the Witch I think is actually pretty good, but you can definitely tell that he was finding his way because it's basically he made Night of the Living Dead in these three movies.
Season of the Witch gets discussed a lot in feminism classes, which is interesting.
Cool. And then the very last thing from Shout Factory this week is The Ambulance.
Ooh.
You'll be in perfect health before you die.
No.
This is a movie where a ambulance drives down the street with a scary hand sticking out of the front.
What has to happen is let's say they get some dude or woman in the back of the ambulance, and she's like, "Wait a minute, aren't you taking me to the hospital?" And then the dude in the driver's seat turns around and looks at her. He's like, "No, I'm taking you to hell."
Oh, that's good. Yes. Oh man. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Don't tell your dad.
The test results came back.
Spider-Man's a great superhero ever.
Spider-Man's a super Weber.
See, that's what he really said.
Spider-Man's a super Weber.
He is a super Weber.
He is. It works in so many ways. Josh Baker meets a very special woman, Cheryl, in the streets of New York. Suddenly, she collapses, and she's picked up by an ambulance. When
She was overcome by his hotness.
When Josh wants to visit her in the hospital, it appears she hasn't been admitted in the hospital.
What?
Josh follows the roommate of Cheryl, who probably has her own name other than just the roommate of Cheryl, and disappears
That'd be
after
awesome.
a
That's her
ride
credit
in
on
the
IMDb.
same ambulance. Oh. So that's the whole movie, is just one woman disappears and then another. James Earl Jones, everybody.
I just realized when I did it was. Have you ever seen the Californians on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
It's like they make fun of the soap operas.
Oh,
and
yeah,
is it
I
Fred
have seen that. Yeah.
Armisen is the guy who's like, "Devin, what are you doing here?"
Yeah. I saw that one back when Brad, from Alias and Wedding Crashers and
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper was on it and did one of those. That's the only one I've ever seen. That was good.
What are you doing here?
Man.
It's so stupid. It's funny. My wife watches Saturday Night Live every week, and about 3/4 of Saturday Night Live, I'm like, this is stupid. this is stupid. And then there's that one skit. You're like, this is pretty good. And then you realize if you watch enough Saturday Night Live, they're pretty much all like that.
Yeah.
Where a lot of the skits are pretty much throwaways, and then there's one or two that are pretty point.
That's why you try to write comedy week after week. From scratch.
That's why if you go back and watch old SNL, you just watch the specials, like the ones where the best of Gilda Radner or because those are hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway, cool. That's all the Blu-rays this week.
Nice. We watch movies throughout the week and tell you, the listeners, about them in a segment we call What We've Been Watching.
So, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Does Jumanji
James?
Welcome to the Jungle take place in Wakanda? Because
yes,
the background has a giant panther statue thing in it. I didn't really watch anything this week. Every time I have some time to watch something, I just end up watching more Voyager, which is pretty good. We were talking about it before the podcast. I'm enjoying it, except I'm finding that not only is Kess a reason to not watch that episode, but also Chakotay. Pretty much any episode about how Chakotay is talking to like a spirit animal ends up not being a very good episode. But whatever. Unless it's a Chakotay disappears for an episode and then it ends up like he saves the day but he's not around. Like he was a ghost the whole time. Like that's okay. But yeah, Voyager still a thing. Not watching anything else though. So, Brad?
Oh. You're going to let James do your job for you?
He can.
All right.
Whatever.
He's not good at it, but he can do it.
I'm not good at throwing to someone else.
Nope. It takes talent like this. Let me try. Cool, James. Brad? See that? That was a pro.
This is dog shit.
So, The Dark Crystal came out on 4K last week, and I elected to just get the Blu-ray because it was in a cool book-style digipack.
No.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh when he does stupid
Yeah,
stuff.
the Labyrinth was the same way.
Yeah. Can you believe that steelbook is like $120 on eBay now?
Is it really?
I remember it was $10, and I should have just got it then. So,
oh my goodness!
Because I couldn't get the 4K steelbook of Labyrinth, I just stuck with the Blu-ray editions of both those movies, and they're great still. Like,
I don't remember The Dark Crystal as much as Labyrinth because my wife loved Labyrinth.
Yeah,
yeah. I like The Dark Crystal
No.
over Labyrinth mostly. The more fascinating stuff was watching the documentaries that are on the disc.
Oh yeah, like the puppetry in them are pretty amazing.
Yeah. Brian Henson talking about his dad's work and everything, and it's pretty extensive. I think it was like 2 hours worth of stuff on each disc. It was really, really cool to watch. And then the movies looked great, even though it's not 4K. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's all I got for that.
Cool.
And then I've been keeping up with the 1980s Turtles cartoon show. I forgot to mention last week that there was this episode where there's like a cable news pundit who is like speaking out like that the Turtles are like terrorists and they they're criminals and basically demonizing them, and the Turtles have to prove that like they're not the ones responsible for what's going on. And I was just like, wow, this is like 1989, and
isn't that also the plot of the second Michael Bay film?
Where Krang comes from Dimension X and tries
Well,
to...
not that part, but isn't there a whole thing in that movie where they got to like prove that they're good guys?
Yeah, I guess, because the cops think they're...
Yeah.
A lot like Spider-Man.
They're vigilantes.
Yeah, but it's far back,
Yeah.
No, I mean,
that was a
weird how things
sensationalist
change,
pundit is in a kids show like this, and then actually today I think Volume 4 there's an episode where they're introducing one of the sewer tubes that it became a toy. It's like an inner tube with like plunger guns on it.
Plunger guns.
So Donnie's introducing Michelangelo to this inner tube with the plunger guns, and they see a frog in the distance in the sewer. So Donatello's going shoots the plunger at the frog, and the frog takes off. It hooks onto the frog, and the frog is strong enough to pull two Ninja Turtles with it. But then Michelangelo makes a crack of, man, this is a good argument for suction gun control. It's like, oh man,
gun control
so
jokes.
many current things happening in this 25-year-old show.
Wow. Oh yeah, it's like a Gatling gun of suction things at the front.
Yeah. That's
Yeah. I'm looking up old Ninja Turtles toys now.
Yeah.
These are cool. You'll get one for Christmas.
Sweet. I actually have that one.
Shit.
Actually, I looked up my collection to see like what else I needed. I actually don't need a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've got over 101 like individual.
Oh my goodness.
Different figures.
Do you have the helicopter with the snakes for propellers? I had that as a kid.
Yeah, in the boxing glove.
Yeah, in the boxing
you
glove.
pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had that when I was a kid.
I
don't still have it.
And then the last thing I watched was Killing Gunther.
Wow.
I've seen that.
Wait.
I forgot to mention it a while ago.
Which one is Killing Gunther? Is it about Gunther? The musical artist?
No. Taron Killam from Saturday Night Live.
I don't think he's funny at all.
It's like this mockumentary of these international assassins. They form a team because they want to kill Gunther, who's like, I think, making him look bad.
Yeah.
Because he's such a Gunther's like the world-renowned pro at being an assassin. So he decides to make a documentary, and they're making the documentary to prove that they are going to be the ones that killed him, so they can get all the credit for it.
Maybe.
For the most part, like leading up to the end, it's kind of meh. There's these scenarios to get into that are kind of funny, but when Arnold Schwarzenegger's on the cover art and you have to wait, an hour and a half for him to show up, but when he does, it's great. And then
he's great in it.
The twist is pretty good too, and the final thing where like he's at his own funeral, he's disguised and he looks at the camera. It's just like,
yeah.
So.
Like it's hard for me because I'm not a fan of Taron Killam at all. I think he's not funny because my wife watches Saturday Night Live. And he's always the obnoxious character in it, and I never think he's funny, and I don't think he's good enough for Kobe Smulders. And so it really bothers me. And but the movie is okay, you're right, until then when Schwarzenegger shows up, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes you forget about you slogged through like an hour and 30 minutes of whatever.
Yeah, the other hour and 30 minutes is like you get the sense that Taron Killam's character is only out to do this because Gunther has also stolen his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And so you find out it's not really about trying to just take out Gunther. It's trying to get her back. And you kind of just see how like a broken down character he is. And along the way, all of his buddies get killed because of it. Yeah. So I think it's worth see.
I think
once you get to Schwarzenegger, yeah, I streamed it.
I think on Amazon or is it on Netflix?
On Netflix is where I watched it, but yeah, it's worth watching. Just fast forward to the end.
Oh, this guy. He's married to Kobe Smulders?
Yeah.
He's not funny at all.
I know.
What's his real life wife?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Wow. Oh, good for him.
He must be a nice guy.
He must be a nice, intelligent guy. Because he ain't funny.
I know. He drives me crazy on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. If you'd asked me, I would have said he was on Mad TV. Because he seems like that.
Yeah.
He's like that level of like on the nose. Look how wacky my face is.
Zach, what'd you watch?
Not a lot.
Oh, you're going to just let him do this shit?
No. Wait. Let me do it like a pro. That's great, Brad. Great stuff you watched this week. Zach, do you watch anything?
Yeah, I watched. I watched a couple things. You did? No way.
Kellen, what did you watch this week?
Did you watch Scooby-Doo?
Yeah.
What Scooby-Doo did you watch?
With the vampire.
Yeah, what did Scooby do?
Vampires.
What did Scooby say?
I'm on the wind scoops. Ooh.
You know, it's not really a vampire, right? He was just wearing a mask.
I'll translate that for you.
It's an old man down the street.
Brad,
So let me make this
really good.
what Kellen is trying to say. Like Zoink Scoobs.
Oh.
Can you say like Zoink Scoobs?
I'm on orange scoops.
So
That's pretty good,
He
Kellen.
loves Scooby-Doo.
Good job.
And that's what he's been watching.
Cool.
He watched one with the Phantom, too, huh? How big was the pizza that Shaggy and Scooby got?
What kind of?
What kind of pizza did they get?
A big pizza. And you get it on no table.
They had to get another table. It was so big.
Oh my goodness!
Wow, that's fascinating, Kellen.
Yeah.
Zach, what'd you watch?
That was a good segue.
You know what? I watched you demystify Scooby-Doo for a 2-year-old child.
Go fuck yourself.
Fuck yourself, you brat.
No, count. Wait, slow down. Say, go.
Go.
Fuck. Yourself.
Yourself.
Brad.
Weird.
Scooby-Doo
Scooby-Doo.
is funny. Scooby-Doo is funny.
He's like,
Say Scooby-Doo
Dad, I'm
is
tired
funny.
of this joke.
Scooby-Doo is funny.
You asshole.
My mom is calling Child Protective Services.
Asshole.
Zach, what'd you watch?
Oh, that hurt my feelings.
So, not a bunch, but a couple things. I got the Mystery Science Theater 3000, the movie Shout Factory release on Blu-ray, so I dissected that. There's some cool docs on there and some deleted scenes that I had never seen before. The docs, one's an actual EPK from when they made the film, and it's like 5 minutes. But the other one's 30 minutes, and it's Mike Nelson and Kevin Murphy and Jim Mallon pretty much bitching about how the studio interfered, which is good because the studio interfered and screwed around with a good thing.
No Bill Corbett?
Well, because he was not a primary part of the movie at that time. Like, it was right after the movie is when they leave. They have their one season of Comedy Central, and then they leave and go to Sci-Fi. So at that time, Trace Bailey was still with the crew playing Crow and Dr. Forrester. But anyway, there's also an actual 30-minute documentary on the making of This Island Earth. And not even Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Just
related.
as a documentary about
which is it's pretty interesting. It's pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
some people think This Island Earth is a classic sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
That Mystery Science 3000 lampooned it. People were upset about it.
Yeah, Joe Dante's on the doc. He talks about it. It's pretty interesting. The deleted scenes are good though. There's one that involves them in the bowel of the ship's basement and Tom Servo, much like R2-D2 in the prequels, discovers powers he never knew he had and flies across the room to save Mike Nelson from being sucked out of the ship. It's fucking awesome. So within that, I also watched a couple of MST3Ks while I was cleaning up the house, and there's a great one on First Spaceship to Venus where they're looking through these cave dwellings in the Venus on the planet Venus, and one of the comments was, "Ooh, look, it's Trump Tower," or no, Trump Casino. Sorry, Trump Casino. So maybe give a little chuckle, like that joke's still relevant. I watched the Treasure of the Sierra Madre again. Because I hadn't watched it on the Blu-ray, and it looks amazing. When on the Blu-ray, it's fucking incredible. I like a lot of John Huston films. I think that probably is the best film he ever made. Even though I prefer stuff like Maltese Falcon and Blackboard Jungle and stuff like that. So anyway, and then I also managed to watch a little bit more Star Trek. I'm in the 3rd season now, and it's
cool.
It's good. It's definitely not the 2nd season, which had all these great episodes, and then get to season 3, and they're still entertaining. And then I saw a documentary called Best of Enemies, which is about the debate that Gore Vidal and William F. Buckley had on national television on ABC during the 1968 election, and it was pretty interesting because I knew Gore Vidal primarily through seeing his name on books in bookstores, so I really was not aware of his that he was a screenwriter in Hollywood at one point. He worked on a bunch of different stuff, and I didn't really know much about Buckley at all because I'm not in that camp and whatnot. But it was interesting to see how much those two truly hated each other by the end of it, because Buckley kind of digs his own grave during those debates because he basically like he loses his shit because Gore Vidal gets in his head. And it's interesting. Like I firmly believe like it's one of those documentaries where I'm like, I really don't like anybody here, and all I just see is the birth of Fox News and MSNBC, and it's like this divisive politics nonsense, and it makes me sad. So I watched that, and then I'm gonna actually say I saw something with our host here. So we can segue.
That's right. That's a great segue.
Oh, thank you.
You guys should take some notes.
Nope, fucker.
We saw The Strangers Pray at Night.
Yeah, it's the second in the Stranger series by Brian Bertino.
Yeah.
And he didn't direct this. He wrote and produced it. It's directed by the great something who directed 47 Meters Down, which is one of James's most favorite films.
Oh, you know, it's funny. Right before this, I forgot to read this. I got this text from Henry, which I should read here. Give me one moment. It's relevant. He just texted me and said, I know you're about to start recording, but I want to let you know that I watched 47 Meters Down today, and it is one of the worst films I have ever seen. Easily the worst film of 2017. I'm honestly kind of disappointed that it was only your second worst film of 2017, so much so that I will be watching Life tonight to see how bad it could possibly be. So, everybody stay tuned. By hopefully next week, Henry will give us a list of his bottom two films. It'll be those two. We just have to find out which order they'll be in.
The director of this film, though, he did a really great job. They kind of made the aesthetic of an 80s slasher film. There's lots of grain on the screen, lots of fog. The DP did lots of shadows.
I'd be amazed to know how much lights were actually on that set.
Yeah, because and the Strangers franchise really focuses on like minimalist. It's what's
mood and atmosphere,
and then slowly terrorizing
it's
people.
It's basically just like, what if some strangers broke into your house and held you hostage and
pretty
killed
much.
you?
This one, it's a family. They're taking Christina Hendricks and the dude from, where do we find out he was from?
Oh God, I can't remember now. Shit, I can't remember. I have to look him
he's
up.
a handsome devil.
He was Noah in something.
Oh, he was in The Ring.
Ring, yeah, he's Noah in The Ring.
So the dude who dies at the end of The Ring.
Spoilers.
He's a handsome devil. But anyway, so Christina Hendricks is in it. And
Martin Henderson?
Yep.
Yeah.
There he is.
Or as I was calling him after the film, Sexy Jon Stewart.
So they're taking their daughter to boarding school, and they decide to stop halfway there at their uncle's lake resort, and everyone's gone for the year.
Their trailer park resort.
Yeah. And it turns out that the strangers are already there and killed their aunt and uncle, and then they start terrorizing the family.
Oh my.
And, you know, this movie's, for a slasher film, it's really well done. I had a lot of fun at this film.
Yeah.
The way they made it, so the dude who wears the bag over his head, every time he shows up, some 80s song plays while he kills people.
Is he playing it, or is it just the movies playing
No,
it?
it's in his car.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's all like sourced, so like it's not just coming out of thin air. Like it's coming from
That's my point.
from a source.
Yeah. Good job, buddy.
But yeah, he does that. It's I found it interesting because when you watch the first one, it's a pretty short film.
Yeah.
And the whole point of it is that there is no explanation for why these people are doing these things, and they keep that premise for the second one.
Yeah.
But then they give you there's only really one form of satisfaction they could possibly give you in this franchise, and without spoiling it, like you get to see a lot of things happen that you wish would happen, because like the thing about the Strangers franchise is the victims are people you actually care about.
Yeah.
Like there's actually reasons to care about them.
Oh, I think that's what's cool about this film is it much like the first film is there's a central conflict, and it makes the people more real. Like in the first one, Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman have a falling out that is slowly revealed throughout the film.
Mm-hmm.
This one too is the same thing. So their daughter is messing up in school. They're sending her to boarding school, and you can tell the family love each other. They're not, a family that the mom and dad cheat on each other, and
it's not like the story of like, I don't know, oh, they're having a hard time and almost getting murdered, or some of them getting murdered really brings them back together.
No.
It's like, everything is great. I hope these people don't die.
Yeah, because in fact, only 5 people die in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
2 you see off camera, and then of course a stupid cop gets killed. But
that took me a second.
When the
I found your role in your Friday the 13th remake.
Yeah,
Stupid
right.
cop.
The two family members that die, it's pretty brutal. And, so I won't really explain how one of the guy died. The dad dies.
I just found a picture of the stupid cop. Anyone who wears one of those stupid cop hats is definitely a stupid cop.
Yes.
If you ever in a horror movie wear that brimmed like ranger hat, you're dead.
Yeah. So I'll spoil one death. The dad, he crashes his minivan when they're trying to get away.
Because I think the truck blindsides him or something like that.
No, remember the baghead dude throws like a brick at him or something?
Oh, yeah, that's right. And then they spin. Yeah.
Yeah, so the dad can't get out because he got like stabbed by a piece of wood. And then the stranger dude like goes around and gets into the car and looks at the dad and turns on the radio for an 80s song. And he pulls out an ice pick and he like slowly turns it at him and like slowly jams it into his throat. And then pulls. It's like really. And
it's gnarly.
Yeah.
Like it's uncomfortable too.
Yeah.
And the 80s aesthetic, going back to that, like, it's very easy when you're trying to do that to just like shove in the bad stuff that you would get out of an 80s film. Instead, they seem to put in the things that make an 80s film good, whereas they kind of utilize the atmosphere around them and the songs are kind of like secondary.
Yeah. And it's, I think this director, I'd give him a Friday the 13th. I mean, he has some shots in there that are so cool.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite is when the girl's running away from one of the strangers, she's in focus and the fence she runs up to is in focus. And in the background, there's this blurry white object like slowly moving. And then he focuses the background and it's the chick stalking her. And it looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And he does a really good job with lighting and building suspense.
Yeah, and I know that this is probably like the obvious thing to love about this film, but there's a moment where there's a standoff in the pool of the trailer park that just looks incredible.
Oh, yeah.
And it's used some underwater photography in a way that like I wouldn't have thought to do it that way, and the way they kind of move in and out with the music, it's pretty incredible. Like there's a shot of it in the poster of the baghead guy going after one of them. And it's really incredible. I would say I like this film as much as The Strangers, the first one. I have a hard time trying to put one above the other. If I put the first one above the second one, it's only because it feels more 70s to me, which has always been kind of my bag.
I think the only thing that I like about the first Strangers more, and this is like just a little, is there's really no over the topness. Where this one, the end is kind of like going into that slasher movie.
Yeah.
I won't spoil what happens, but it goes into like the extreme slasher movie villain guy.
Yeah.
But it's still fun,
Which and then the ending, the very end, the last thing in the movie is done in such a way that it can play with the paranoia that is set up. Like, I don't need another Strangers movie. Like, you could end it right there, and you could play on the same paranoia and the same fears that you had in that first one, but driven in another direction.
And the ending too is kind of an homage to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So
yeah. But the one thing I did note is Mama Stranger, she don't do shit. She does nothing. She scared her one time.
Yeah, I was
then goes out just like, I'm sorry, like, I don't remember her doing much in the first one either.
No, actually, I was thinking in my head, I said it'd be really cool if the twist, this isn't in the movie, is that the daughter was like the baby killer, like she was the other stranger and she set up her family. I thought that would be kind of cool, but I was wrong. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Because are they the same?
Yeah, they're
killers as in the first movie.
I'm guessing so.
They're set up as the same.
They're designed to look the same.
Yeah, because they're.
They
also drive the same truck.
Yeah,
sure.
And they, like, again, like the whole point of this franchise is the idea of like the killer that doesn't really have a backstory per se.
Right. Yeah, it's just a sort of mindless.
Like the Bloody Disgusting did a really good article about the pointless violence of Strangers as a positive, being like, because you were home. That's their reason for doing this, because you were home. And in this one, it's why not? Yeah. Like, it's just, these are just terrible, shitty people.
Okay, one last very important question. I just saw that the first movie had Scott Speedman in it. Does this movie have Scott Speedman in it?
No.
I mean, I don't want to see it.
Is Scott Speedman still alive? I don't know, because he's only CGI in the Underworld movies now.
They've replaced him with computers.
Yes. I
What
only
if
watched.
he is a computer?
Oh, hold on. I just also have to point out, look at this adorable IMDb photo of Scott Speedman. Don't you just
Yes.
want to put him in your movies?
Yes.
Like, he's just great.
He is a nice man.
Oh, man. Scott Speedman. Look at that
He's
smile.
trying to see something from far away.
Gosh. He's like a better James Vanderbeek.
Well, we just lost our Canadian audience. James Vanderbeek.
Hey, for all I know, Scott
And our
Speedman's Canadian.
Dawson Creek fans.
Yes.
Oh, no, he's from London.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I watched Solo Dos Amigos and Three Caballeros. It's a Disney Movie Club exclusive Blu-ray, and they cleaned it up a lot, and it looks great. The movies are really fun. You forget how much you love Panchito Pistoles and Donald Duck together. It's some fun things. And it's, it does celebrate their culture. I mean, as archaic as it might seem from 75 years later, but they do. The colors are great. And they focus on the food and the music and travelogue, basically, with cartoon characters.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to join the Disney Fan Club, you can get that on Blu-ray. I also watched Thor Ragnarok on 4K.
Oh.
And it's awesome. So already the movie looks great. And then when you put it... Go ahead, sorry.
Is the menu like 20 times louder than the movie for you? Because it is for me.
No.
Oh, that's
I guess I didn't notice. Maybe.
I put it in and like the menus, like the menu music just blasts, and then I like hit play, and then I have to like raise the volume on the movie to
Yeah, I was gonna say like the audio is great because it has 7.1, and I think it also has Dolby Atmos too. I think you choose which one you want, and the music where it's dun 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 dun, and when he's coming out and he does the thing with the helmet, I'm like, oh, this is so fucking cool.
Yeah,
and yeah, the movie's awesome, and it looks amazing.
You watch the Team Daryl?
Yeah, Team Daryl's great. When they used to do like Marvel one shots, basically that's what it is, but it's funny.
Yeah, man, they should do those again.
Yeah, so that's exclusive to. Well, I think you can watch it online now, but it's exclusive to the Blu-ray. It's basically the sequel to what Thor's been up to during Civil War.
Oh yeah.
So it's Daryl,
but like he has to deal with Jeff Goldblum
yeah,
the whole time.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you got the steelbook's awesome. It's Thor. It's basically the poster where he's like red sand. Yeah, it looks awesome.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, and then Hella, man, I don't know. I have the hugest crush on Cate Blanchett in that movie. Maybe because she's kind of scary, but love it. The movie's awesome.
Maybe because your favorite. Oh shoot! I was gonna make a Lord of the Rings joke, but I can't remember her name. You like her best in that movie when she gets all hellish and is like,
no, actually,
I'm
I like
gonna
her.
take the ring and be the worst.
No, because that CGI looks bad.
Yeah, it does.
I like it more when she just looks like an elf. Because
you like it more when she's just in like skin tight black leather.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Let's just be honest
and riding
about this.
a wolf.
Right. Yes. Oh man, dude, I want to go watch.
And that part where the Hulk kills himself is still so funny. You want to know what I can do? Watch this. It's good stuff. And the last thing I watched this week is
did you listen to the commentary?
Oh no, I haven't yet.
It is the funniest commentary
Is it?
Taika Waititi sometimes watches it as though it's the first time he's watching the movie, and he'll describe like, "Oh, cool, there's a wolf on screen" or something like that. And he'll make up facts about the movie.
That's awesome.
And his, I think his like 2-year-old, like at one point he has to go to the bathroom, so he just lets his 2-year-old talk about the movie. It's great. Definitely listen
awesome.
to that.
Yeah, I might do that tonight. And the last thing I watched this week is I rewatched Casablanca. I haven't seen it in years, but watching it again, you realize how many like great lines come from that movie.
Yeah.
And how much better like Humphrey Bogart is at saying them than you could ever be. That Here's Looking at You Kid is delivered so well.
Yeah.
But everybody else way overdoes it, and he doesn't in the film. It is just a romantic movie, and he doesn't like Nazis. I don't like Nazis.
Oh, yeah. It's hard to beat.
Yeah, people seem to forget. It's not a love story of any kind. It's a story about Humphrey Bogart learning to kill Nazis. Like, that's what the movie's about.
Yeah.
This love story, it's kind of there.
Yeah, he's like Indiana Jones. If Indiana Jones really just liked to drink and love women.
Yeah, and the scene.
That's a great way to describe Rick Blaine.
When he's sitting in the cafe after everyone's left, and he's play it for me one more time, is shot so well. It's so well played.
It's not a notable line where he's like, "Boss, ain't you gonna go to bed? No. You ain't gonna go to bed later on? No. You ain't gonna go to bed in the near future? No."
And he just wants him to play Time After Time.
As time goes by.
Time goes by.
Sorry.
There we go.
Time after. That'd be
Time
weird if they
After
played
Time
Time
would be
After
weird.
Time in Casablanca.
Oh my god.
Not the Cyndi Lauper version. Come on, guys.
I'll
And
re-edit
what,
it.
the Goonies show up and
There is a Great American Songbook version of that song.
No, it's a great movie. Obviously I love it.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest movies ever.
I love the character of Louis a lot. It's weird. He might be my favorite character in the movie because he has a weird redemptive arc, like where you don't think he's ultimately a bad person. He's just kind of a skis-ball, and then his skis-balliness kind of goes away when he makes the decision to say round up the usual suspects. And then that great last thing that they do at the end of the movie where they say
don't spoil a 75-year-old movie, okay?
Spoiler, guys. They're going to go to Marseille to go to Free French Garrison up in Brazzaville.
You're going to get on that plane?
Yeah,
who knows?
I like the Family Guy's
pretty
version,
thick fog.
Casablanca. Listen to me, Elsa. If I take this thing out and you're not on it, you'll regret it.
So yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
This week on Real Nerds Podcast, we saw Hurricane Heist.
That was good.
Zach, should people see Hurricane Heist?
I wouldn't know because I saw The Greatest Showman instead.
Oh.
Yeah.
Brad?
You probably should have talked about it while you're talking about what you've been watching.
I would have just made fun of you.
I don't know. Like, this is definitely a awful movie.
Oh my goodness!
But it's so crazy that I'm glad you guys, because we need to discuss it, how crazy it is. But yeah, you definitely don't need to go to the theater and watch it. You can rent it with your friends or wait for Netflix to get a hold of it, because it is probably the worst thing I've seen this year.
James?
I see more bad movies than you. So yeah, it's no, you shouldn't go see it unless you watch the trailer and you're like, dude, I just have to know, because it is pretty ridiculous. It is a movie that, I mean, I'll say it this way: you should just keep listening to our review and not give a shit about the spoilers, because that will just make it more fun anyway. But no, I can't recommend. I even tried to get you guys to not see it.
That's kind of why I didn't go.
Right, because like this came up because I, as a joke last week, was like, oh, I have to go because I had to know what this movie was, but I didn't want to make you guys watch it. But I'm glad to hear, Brad, that you had at least some fun. So no, you shouldn't. It's stupid as hell. But if you're into those kind of movies like I am, then maybe check it out. But it's not like XXX: The Return of Xander Cage awesome. Not even close.
It's definitely, like, from a spectacle perspective, it's competently made. The worst part of the script, like,
oh yeah, this is a movie that like proves it was a. This is a movie that, on its face, you go in because you're like, this is a terrible concept for a film. And then they very quickly give you some ideas and you go, oh, this is a great concept for a film. And then you watch them just make a bad film out of it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, yeah, it's bad, but it's pretty great.
No, it's awful. Like, I can't even. There's literally a character in this movie named Breeze.
Yeah.
Yep. That's in this movie.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get into it. Like, everything was stupid.
Well, I think he's named after Drew Brees.
that's what I thought.
I don't care.
I didn't make that connection until you
I'm
said
aware-
it.
I don't
yeah.
care. It's spelled Breeze.
But it's also a movie that doesn't understand football very well.
I get it.
For a number of reasons.
They also don't understand science or how hurricanes work.
Yeah, oh yeah, the hurricane. There's not a hurricane in this movie, by the way. There's just a big tornado. Anyway, we'll get to it.
No, don't go see this movie. I try to have fun in shitty movies, and I could not get into this movie at all.
Yeah.
Here's a trailer for the Hurricane Heist.
There's a hurricane coming. We gotta go.
Agent Corbin reporting in.
600 million. Buffalo.
It's all here with about 300 million of its cousins.
It's your responsibility.
I'm all right at babysitting old money.
We're on lockdown due to the storm. Come on, man.
Oh boy.
Turn around now. Do it.
This is not good.
No witnesses.
Get in! What the hell was that about? The treasury's being robbed.
Where is she?
They need me. I'm the only one with the code.
We gotta go get my brother.
I need your help.
Let's go save the world.
What in the hell? Well, I am a citizen of Alabama.
We're about to be crushed by the biggest storm of the century.
Look out!
I knew today was going to be. Let's load up.
This is gonna be harsh!
What?
Here comes the harsh part. Here goes nothing. You better hope not.
Let's get the money.
That thing wants to swallow us whole! Hell of a day, ain't it? Hell of a day!
By Pure Entertainment.
No, Entertainment Studios, movie
Entertainment
pictures,
Studios,
films
that's right.
for theaters. Yeah,
That's right.
So the first thing is the one logo is like low resolution on the screen.
Yeah.
And then the first 3 minutes happen, and I already posted on the website the description of it. When the skull came out of the clouds,
Yep.
was like, all right.
Especially after a
How much
really,
crazier can this
really
get?
bad version of the first scene from Twister.
Twister, that's all I could think
Like,
about.
It's
I'm like,
the same, like, oh man, their dad gets killed, like in Twister. But the difference is that this one's ridiculous, and like you have these awful scenes where, hey, you have the dumb, like, they're driving in the car, and the dad has a line like, why don't you do something constructive, like practice your football moves?
Yeah, study your playbook, son. Like,
What?
no, it's stupid.
And then, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not big on the football. But the only person in football who says Omaha is Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
So why is their move that they keep doing such Omaha 1429?
I don't
Like,
know how
that's
that
not
would work in football, really.
Right.
So the Omaha
Also,
means
yeah.
on one. So when Peyton Manning comes up, he'll say like 85 Red Razor, Omaha, set go. Like Omaha means we're going on one.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
So
that's not a name of a play.
No.
Right. That I knew that, and I don't watch football.
And in football, I don't know what play where like two trucks surround, like two players surround another guy
And then they smash
squeeze him to make him stop.
That's called the squeeze.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called the squeeze, and then you get in front of that guy, and you just walk slowly.
And wait for like other players to like grab him and throw
Spoilers,
him.
And why
spoilers
can't-
for the end of the movie. The football thing from the beginning comes back.
And why can't Maggie Grace be like cool in movies?
I'm just saying, okay, all right, here's where I'm going to fight you. Because, I think she's the best part of this movie. B, she does the only purely badass thing in the movie. It's a move that I genuinely want Tom Cruise to do.
The rock bottom.
And it's a move that I have never seen anyone do in a movie before. There is a scene where True Blood is driving up in his car, and he spins the car around, and it's like a shitty Taurus or whatever, because this movie had a budget of $15. And she runs over with a gun, and she jumps into the car, and to close the door, she just kicks the door as hard as she can, and it bounces and slams the door shut. And it was the coolest fucking move. I've never seen anyone in an action movie do this before. It was like, I wanted Maggie Grace to get awards and a real career
How old
again.
is Maggie Grace?
Not old enough to be down and out. Like,
Well, because she
can
plays
come
like
back.
moms, and then she plays like young heroines.
Yeah.
So she's all over the place. I like her.
I want a career for her. I think she does a good job in this movie. The only scene where I think she really sucks is the scene where she comes up with the idea for car bomb. I don't know, because car bomb.
That doesn't go anywhere.
You do car bomb. We just car bomb.
So how do you change the path of a hurricane?
Oh, car bomb.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Yeah, no, you just car bomb. That scene makes no freaking sense.
This whole movie doesn't make sense.
I like the part where they just sitting around and talk about peanut butter and jelly.
Oh yeah, there's so many, or the one where they just get out of the car and they go pee. Like this is actually like a brilliant, almost like, I wish this was a joke in The Last Action Hero where they're doing a crazy action scene like this, or it's like this is the 24 joke where you're running around trying to save the world, and then both heroes have to get out and go pee on something really quick because it's been a long day.
Don't forget the mall where they're going to use the hurricane suction to suck everyone out of the mall roof.
Oh my gosh!
But there's a door open for the people to go in to get sucked out. So why is there suction at all?
I don't know.
Why do they have to destroy $600 million?
And True Blood gets away just fine anyway. Also, if that's the way, I don't believe. Okay, we should roll back. So the plot of this movie is Maggie Grace pulls up to a small town in Alabama where a hurricane's about to hit,
and she's an FBI agent.
She's with the ATF. She
protects
she's with
money.
3 trucks, one of which just has a Gatling gun in the back for some reason. And those trucks are full of old money, like old bills that are being taken out of circulation,
set to be shredded.
And apparently, the way that the government gets rid of this stuff is they have a small shredder about the size of this dining room table that they shove pallets of money through by unbanding them and spreading them out on a conveyor belt, kind of like that scene in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where they try to chop the cats. Like, it's about that size. Like I don't know why they don't have. If they're the government and they're throwing away all this money, I think they can afford that giant shredding machine from 30 Days a Night, and just drop the whole pallet in there. And then when the shredder breaks, so the shredder's been hacked. And
Wait,
so
how do you hack a shredder?
I don't know. They actually tell us they put a Trojan in a wormhole and they shoved it through a back door into another Trojan cell block hackathon. All of the dialogue about how they pull this off is
why
the
I keep
worst.
on asking these questions, because I want you to explain to our listeners how fucking stupid this movie is.
Oh yeah, okay. So there's a
getting there.
There's a tattooed dude and a lady in a dress, and they're hackers, and they've hacked the shredder and to turn it off. So now they get called in to fix the shredder. And while they're there to fix the shredder, the guy who is Maggie, I keep wanting to say Margot Robbie, who is Maggie Grace's partner, turns out he's a bad guy, and he wants to retire, and so he wants to steal all of this money. So he turns, and some guys come in with some what are they, knockout blow dart things. Right? They're, what do you call those? Tranquilizers.
Yeah.
So they shoot all the army guys who are apparently all new and have never been trained how to be in the army before.
They don't want to kill anybody.
Yeah, they don't want to kill anybody, so they trank. One army dude literally just gets shot in the back of the hand. Like, there's a great shot as they're going over him, and they're all, like, knocked out and squirming, and he's just got a dart in the back of his hand. And I'm like, really? Like, the army is this shitty? You can just shoot him in the back of the hand with a tranquilizer? And no faith in our military, but whatever.
Also, I'd like to point out that guy is, like, their Hans Gruber.
Yes.
But he's Scottish. He's
yes.
not.
So anyway,
and they spend time explaining his Scottish backstory in the cab of the truck.
So while
I didn't know that about you.
Right before this all goes down, so the hurricane's coming in, and so the explanation, which though thin, is that they wanted to plan this during a hurricane so that the small town would be evacuated. And we find that out because the cop in town is also in on it, and so he called for an early evacuation even when this was only of Category 2. And then our hero, who's one of the boys from the beginning, whose dad dies, who now drives around in a ridiculous tank, like a XXX movie kind of tank.
And he has a PhD in meteorology.
So he is... he's like, no, this is gonna be the biggest storm you've ever seen, but in like the shittiest Southern accent you've ever heard. So they've got the town empty, but the generator is starting to die, or no, the backup generator is starting to die. So Maggie Grace is like, oh, well, I'll lock the safe and I'll just hide my iPad that has all the answers on it over here in this trash bin, and then I'll run and get the dude who can fix the backup generator just in case the power goes down while there's a hurricane. So she goes into town, and it's the brother of the dude who thinks it's going to be the biggest storm in the whole world. And they've got a rough background where they don't talk because they are still pissed about one of them needing to get his kite before they evacuated, which is why the one dad died. Anyway, all of this is stupid. So she goes to get them, that guy, and then like while she's gone, they attack the thing, so she's not there, and they can't get into the safe because she changed the codes, and she and the weatherman and the fix-it dude all have to break back into the thing, and that's the plot of this movie.
Yep.
You said a lot of words.
Yeah.
I imagine that Rob Cohen and whoever wrote the script did the same thing, put it in a blender, and that's what you
Rob
got.
Cohen is like Brett Ratner, but the B level of Brett Ratner.
Yeah.
How can you be the B level of
Because he's a
Brett
horrible
Ratner?
director.
No,
So-
I know. I'm just
Because at least Brett Ratner filters out some dumb shit. This one, like that scene, there are moments where like they've almost got a kind of like, I like the idea of a Inside Man kind of heist film where they are where they're taking advantage of a hurricane or bad weather, and then the bad weather causes problems for both our heroes and our villains. So you keep having these scenes that then things get sort of screwed up by crazy floods or whatever. Like, to me, as I was watching it, I was like, oh, this is actually like a really cool take. Like, this could be a really cool way to mix up like a Roland Emmerich type film. But then this is like so not it. And every time there's a scene where that kind of thing happens, like there's the scene where they suck the dudes out through the roof. Well, they tie themselves down with a rope that's clearly too long, and then they get sucked out the roof themselves and ragdoll out in the sky like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
And literally, Rafe and I are sitting in the theater alone, laughing and like unable to control ourselves as we go, are you fucking serious? Like, how is this in this movie? Like, the movie takes itself seriously right up to the point that it just stops taking itself seriously and does something cartoonish.
And that's a problem. If you're going to make a movie like this, you got to make it silly the whole time.
Yeah.
Like,
You gotta buy in.
What you have to have is have someone sucked up to the hurricane, the good guy and the bad guy, and have them like fighting whilst they're being sucked into the hurricane.
Oh, that would be cool.
And then the good guy's able to like go into the eye of the storm and throw the bad guy and he gets like sucked up.
If this were a XXX Return of Xander Cage level film, there would be a lot more like throwing hubcaps into the wind to sever dudes' heads off.
And that's what I
like,
wanted.
That was cool. Like, that was a moment where literally I was like, no. Like, I was screaming at the screen like, no, you're not going to do no.
I
And
did
then they did it, and
enjoy.
it was like, oh.
I did enjoy when the bad guy's semi got sucked up and then dropped back on the highway, and then the trailer fell on the cab and exploded.
Yes, that was pretty good. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I want a lot of that.
It was at that point I was like, I think they know they're making a shitty movie.
Yeah. Well, especially because so you mentioned that at the beginning, like, so the dad dies and then the tornado picks up and I know, but it behaves like a tornado. It picks up the house as if it's
made out of sticks.
Dorothy's house.
Dorothy's house. Yeah, is what I was thinking. So it picks up the house and turns it on its side, and then the boy looks up at the sky and sees the demon skull come out, and then at the end, the demon skull comes out of the clouds again, and then the credits roll. And they're still, like, literally, the credits on this movie roll, they're still in the eye of a hurricane that can kill them in any second, but it's just like, well, I don't know, we killed the bad guy, so I guess everything's good. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Oh,
so hearing all this does make you want to watch the movie, Zach?
No, I'm,
I also like the part
I'm really
where
glad I made the choice I made.
I also like the part where they're trying to take down the radio tower.
Yes.
And then he finds that like net full of hubcaps.
Yes.
And then starts using the wind from the hurricane to propel his throwing of the hubcaps,
Yeah.
and it totally lodges in that dude's chest.
He basically, like, he's like, using the gravity gun from Half-Life 2 to shoot hubcaps into people's skulls. That part's pretty good. Yeah, I also really like the moment when True Blood gets free. He sneaks away and wants to go release all of the army dudes, and he gets to this fence where that they're all tied in, and the hackers see him, and they just go push a button that turns it into an electric fence, and True Blood gets electrocuted. And you're like, wait, why was that an electric fence? Like, what?
Yeah, what would that...
That's the kind of logic the movie has.
Yeah. What would that accomplish in the money shredding facility?
Oh my goodness.
See, I would have probably loved this film if it had already come out with a Riff Tracks commentary or something like that.
Yeah,
that's the way I want to enjoy this film after hearing you describe it.
But there's also, there is some kind of funny little moments, and like I said, I think there's a couple of things in here that inexplicably would be great in a Last Action Hero movie, but here are just bad scenes, and they didn't realize they were bad scenes.
My biggest annoyance was like how pandering it was towards like Southern culture.
Oh yeah,
like there's a checklist of like talk about football, talk about veterans, talk about good old boys and guns, and just like okay.
I'm a citizen of Alabama.
Like with horrible like English people trying to do Southern accent.
Whiskey is
Yeah.
medicine here. And,
yes. I will the dialogue was bad, but then I do think that the joke of him making breakfast by pouring whiskey in a coffee cup, pouring instant coffee into the whiskey and stirring it with his finger, I was like, oh, that's a good joke surrounded by a bunch of shitty dialogue. But
I thought that was coffee grounds. I was like, does that even work?
No, it was instant coffee. So instead of using water, he's using whiskey to make his instant coffee, and then just stirring it with his finger, and like that was a good gag that probably True Blood came up with on his own, and then
he's like, hey,
I
if we're
should
gonna
know
leave,
his name.
if we're gonna leave, we should board up our windows, and like they have all that plywood that's like the exact size for the windows already cut.
Oh yeah, and it's a stone building. You can't screw those into the building. It's a stone building.
Maybe the wooden window frames. Maybe
I'm just saying. I couldn't stop thinking about it while they were having silly conversations outside. Oh no! Here's the most maddening thing.
And he rescues his brother at the mall, and his brother like runs out the mall doors, and then they're just like, "Huh, he's not back at the auto garage. Oh well, like where did he go?
Oh yeah,
he found a boat.
It's terrible."
So here's some trivia. Hurricane Heist was originally titled Category 5.
Ooh. Yeah, maybe better. Ryan Quanten is True Blood's name. Yeah. He's fine. Yep. His accent's not as bad as the other guys. Oh, the thing that kept driving me crazy is, so he's got this cool tank thing, right? That's got like, he can push a button and it puts spikes in the ground, and like it's all his hurricane, because his dad was killed by a water tower. So
with a skull in the hurricane.
Yeah, his dad was killed by a demon hurricane tornado, Hornado. And sorry, that was actually Brooks's joke. That wasn't mine.
Please, that's got to be the title.
No, it's Cashnado. Sorry.
That's pretty good. That is actually really good. Yours last week is maybe the best title you've ever made.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like really, really good. Anyway, so he's got this silly tank, and it's got like Lambo doors to get out, but it's like it's actually no. The doors are the back of a pickup truck. So there's like a tailgate and a pop-up top, a Lambo door part, which means that you never see a shot of someone getting in it, because it's the most inconvenient vehicle to get into. Like, imagine if there was a tailgate next to your, coming off of your car when you open the door, and you had to like climb out of it like a baby and then jump down out of your tank. It's the most impractical thing. It drove me insane.
When the enemy's like firing on her, and while she's trying to pull down the tower, but she doesn't close the doors, it's like, close the doors. Why don't you?
I don't know why did he have to climb so high up the tower? He only needs to attach it to the one leg and then pull that thing back, and then fishtail like it's the Lost World. I didn't understand. And then they also don't understand anything about satellites, because the satellite signal doesn't go down until the tower falls all the way, even though like all you have to do is pull that tower about 2 feet one way so that it's not in alignment anymore, and like you'll be good. Also, there's a hurricane going on. How does the satellite signal... Oh, no, it doesn't have to. It's only going to the building. It's not going to a whole satellite. It's a direct signal to the building.
I guess. Who cares?
Oh, no, it's not, because they're hacking into like the government to get the number. So, yeah, it's a satellite. That doesn't make any sense. This movie doesn't make any sense.
What?
You're telling me that a movie directed by Rob Cohen called Hurricane Heist, released by Entertainment Funtime Studios, doesn't make sense.
Did you watch... when they're chasing the semis, and then they decide to get out of the pickup truck and then jump on the back of the semis?
Yeah.
And then in the background, they take a moment to kind of like talk about their relationship as brothers as they're like squatting on top of the back of the semi. And then the background, the truck that they just left is still kind of like cruising forward.
Like, oh, yeah. I wasn't paying attention to the dialogue. I was totally watching that truck.
That's all I was watching, that truck.
Yeah, me too.
Like, first of all, when he steps out and there's no one driving it, it's like
Yeah.
it should just immediately like reduce speed because there's nothing on the accelerator. But yeah, then it's just like in the background, still kind of like going 10 miles an hour and not like swerving anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like when Indiana Jones jumps off of his horse onto a tank, and you're just like, oh man, what's that horse gonna do? It's the same thing. I cared more.
Man.
I cared more about that truck. I was like, that was a good truck. You're gonna want that truck back.
Daddy.
And they did, because those big trucks couldn't drive very fast. Oh,
They probably got sucked up into that hurricane.
I love when they get off course with the one truck, and then they look up, and there's just a magical giant concrete wall.
Silos.
Like, just a wall of silos
Yep.
that they have to just barely turn in time for.
Yep.
Yeah,
This
that
movie
was
sucks
stupid.
ass.
Oh, it was awful. It's just awful.
Not in a fun way.
And not bad enough to be fun, though.
Like, that's what I mean. It's not bad enough for it to be fun.
Yeah. Like, I did need to know, and I'm glad I saw it. It's not the worst film. Like, it's not 47 meters down, where it's just kind of boring and then it insults you really bad at the end. Like, at least this, it moves pretty quick. It's got a bunch of different dumb scenes in it. It's got a few moments that are good. It has Maggie Grace kicking a car door real cool.
Sure. Next week on Real Nerds Podcast, we'll be seeing Academy Award winner Alicia Vikander in Tomb Raider.
Fuck yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
I'm so excited.
Anything to add this week, Brad?
Me? Why me?
Because you never add anything. But you don't say bye. People are always like, what's Brad thinking when the show ends? And we never know.
I always thought he was thinking about potatoes.
I think after
but-
6 years, I don't think it's an issue.
For me, it is.
I haven't done anything before. I'm not going to start now.
I do want to point out that I was looking at Scott Speedman's account here, and he is officially not credited in... Oh, no, yeah, he's officially not credited at all in Underworld Awakening. Which, after Back to the Future 2 and Crispin Glover's whole lawsuit, theoretically he should be.
Yeah, I wonder what happened.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened either, Callan.
Oh, you know what? He's here under archive footage, so maybe they used footage from the old film, and for that they're not obligated
because I guess you never really see his face.
Yeah, exactly. It's still his likeness, though.
It is. I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Anyway, all right, cool.
Bye.
Maybe he'll be in Tomb Raider.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Real Nerds Podcast. Real Nerds Podcast is a production of Nebulous Visions Multimedia. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill and Plan 9 Studios for our kick-ass theme song. Also, if you're in the Denver area and you're looking for a cool place to see movies, we see them at the Alamo Draft House in Littleton and now also in Sloan's Lake. Thank you to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics for supplying us with all our comic needs, especially you, Andrew. You know who you are. And a big shout out to James's mom. I'm giving you an electronic hug that you can feel through the airwaves. Thanks for listening, and have a nice day.